We're gonna spit it up.
All right, fellas. So look, man, back at it, man. Week 4 is in the books, and coming to the Parker crew, man. And interesting, man. We got a lot to talk about this week. Hopefully, things kind of clear up a little bit as we move forward. But what y'all think, man? What y'all thoughts on? We jump into what y'all thoughts on the fantasy weekend as a whole? Other than this Monday night game that we got going on, where Herbert is already getting stressful.
It's killing me.
Stressful, but I mean, I like it. It's exciting. This whole season has been exciting, even though it's week 4 already. It's been.
Is we got a couple in the pocket fantasy. We got a couple people compete that may take the crown from AJ for the weekly high score.
Barely.
I know, but no, it's tight. He's not giving it up easy. That's for sure.
Listen, I was supposed to score 144 this week. I was supposed to. I'm creeping up.
I think Zeke got him.
Nah.
I'm not even sure.
Nah, I think Terrence. I think Terrence is the closest. I'm right behind. I'm coming right behind.
Nah. I mean, as far as for the weekly score. Yeah, Zeke.
Let me see.
Zeke, what's Zeke at?
Zeke got like 155 or something.
I know you had.
I'm like 140, I think.
You have to act like I ain't even playing, huh?
Yeah, Zeke got 151. Supposed to be on 158.
What do I have?
If Cincinnati wouldn't have gave me a $1.50,
you got 105.
Where am I?
I got 10.
Projected to get 123.
Nah, I can't be. Not me.
Nah, me.
Jose.
I still got Waller playing right now. Plus, he got no targets.
He just he had to have 19 targets a week. No targets this week.
No targets this week. Watch.
I'm at Where am I at? I got 139. He get 158.
You projected for 139.
Oh, okay. Damn.
I was supposed to be projected 140. I don't know what happened. I got robbed.
Oh man. All right, man. Let's get to it. Let's, man, he had some games that I definitely would not have predicted. Some of these outcomes. We had the Sunday night showdown between the Jedi Master Yoda and his young Padawan Luke Skywalker. Right.
Right.
I didn't know Tennessee needed those receivers that bad, but apparently they did.
I watched them a lot of a Tennessee game. I'm gonna tell you, I don't know how Derrick Henry does it, man. Like he just he don't have no
I know how.
passing game, no nothing. The box is stacked. He just people just bounce off him like it's Tecmo Bowl, man. Like it's crazy, yo.
Oh man,
is that intimidation?
Yo, he ain't even like the shiftiest person. So
no. I remember when he was getting ready to play Baltimore, and they was like, nobody hitting him. That's the problem. Nobody hitting him.
Right.
Man was bouncing dudes off the turf the next week.
He like 6'2", 6'3", 240.
That's how I thought Leonard Fournette was gonna be when he came out. Remember how he was doing dudes in college?
Yeah.
Oh, coming out of LSU, I think he got a little too thick though. Like I think, I was watching him last night, and I think he just put on a little bit too much weight, yo. Like
who's that? Fournette?
Yeah, and then I realized how big Fournette was when he was standing by next. I don't know if y'all ever seen a picture of him standing next to Mark Ingram and other running backs in Alabama. He like a superhero.
Yeah. Derrick Henry, yo, he just like crazy.
All right, man. So look, let's run it down. Run it back. So we got that Kansas City Philadelphia game, and Mahomes and Tyreek Hill got busy. But 2 weeks in a row, man. CEH Clyde Edwards-Helaire got busy. He had a $102 and 1 TD receiving on 2 catches.
Yeah,
so between They might have found their third. I know they were trying to. They've been hoping he came up as their third option outside of Tariq and
With
Kelsey.
Harmon.
But Hilaire.
Oh.
But man, Kelsey, 6 targets, 4 receptions, 23 yards. That was the one dub for the day. And surprisingly, considering they put up 42 points, I guess 3 of those touchdowns came with Tariq Hill. So wasn't much to go around after that. But Jalen Hurts ended up with he put up 387 passing, 2 TDs.
Yeah, did he?
But they
Gainwell
talking about he ain't the franchise quarterback. I don't understand it, man. He only played like 9 games.
I wish they decided to run the ball because it looked like the most rushing attempts came from Miles Sanders at 7. Gainwell had 3. And if it wasn't for the passing game, Gainwell and Sanders combined for it looks like 9 receptions between the two and about 90 some odd yards receiving. Devontae Smith, I was kind of high on him considering I didn't think they had many other options to throw it to outside of the backs. He ended up with 10 targets, 7 receptions, 122 yards. So, any thoughts from this, Jose, from this game? Anybody that you surprised at, or?
I ain't gonna lie, Jalen Hurts, man. I was kind of surprised that he had 300 yards. I mean, I could see him getting 200, maybe 150, but man, 300. I didn't think he was gonna do that on that defense. Yeah, he surprised me the most. But was it Devontae Smith? I saw the screens they were doing with him. They had good blocking. Other than that, man, he was the biggest surprise for me. And then on Kansas City side was I think Harmon.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Jimmy?
But other than that, yeah, that's all my take for that.
I mean, my biggest thing was Deontay Smith. Smith balled out. I figured Jalen was going to do numbers. Jalen one of those type of fantasy players where like they're going to be down, and clearly the coach don't have no reservations on throwing the ball. So like Jalen is going to definitely get his numbers. But other than that, man, Kansas City is Kansas City, so they're going to do numbers. Tariq Hill can go off at any minute.
Man, Tariq Hill reminded me of Deshaun Jackson, where he take the top off the defense, but
right.
he still continue to get behind him. I'm not sure how that happens.
That's that like real speed. That's that legit 4.2, 4.3 speed. Not that like someone trained me that week for the combine and how to run. You know what I mean? Like that's that.
Right.
Yeah, that's that another dimension speed, yo. Like your back pedal ain't fast enough. Like you just gotta turn and run as soon as he come off the line.
No. You just got as soon as the ball snap, just take off.
Yo.
Yeah, man. So
you over there playing to the whistle.
Right. I don't have anything else to add, man. Other than I didn't know Joe Flacco got into a pass. When did that happen?
Really?
He 0 for 1, 0 yards. I'm not sure. I knew he got in the game. All right, man. So then we got
probably Wildcat.
This was surprising to me. The score: Cleveland 14, Minnesota 7. I did not see this coming.
Oh yeah, that was.
I thought this would be points aplenty, especially considering how Minnesota been playing. But pretty much nobody but Justin Jefferson showed up on the Minnesota side, and he ended up with 6 receptions, 84 yards, 1 TD. Adam Thielen, he had 9 targets, but only caught 3 of them. And my boy KJ Osborne, once again, he had 7 targets, but didn't do too much with them. And
I think he had 10 yards rushing.
Yeah, he had 10 yards rushing. Tyler Conklin only ended up with 18 yards. He was one of the fantasy darlings this past week, fast pickups. And on Cleveland side, I didn't see much. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt did their thing again in regards to them splitting up the backfield touches. Six targets between the two of them, 3 receptions, and Chubb had 22 attempts with 102 yards. Hunt had 14 on 69 yards. So, and I just knew that Odell Beckham would have a decent game, considering that he was the only real pass catcher outside of the tight end position that they had. But he only had 2 receptions, 27 yards. So, you got anything on this game at all? 21 points between the two of them.
Just that there's this word out there that it's Odell Beckham and Baker Mayfield issue, meaning that he feels like he has to force Odell the ball, and whenever Odell plays, Baker has bad games. So I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is, but but
No, that's definitely always been out there.
yeah,
Yeah.
and with the way the running game is going now, I feel like the backs are always a play, but the receivers now are hit and miss, especially with Landry not being there. So yeah, what Odell got 2 receptions, 27 yards. As
Yeah.
far as the Viking side, oh, I will say this though, and I have Cleveland's defense on one of my leagues, so I think that they're a definite play every week.
Oh
Like
yeah, they.
Oh yeah.
I was looking at that. They've been putting up numbers, so I think
yeah,
I think you definitely gotta
They
if you
had
got
7
Cleveland
sacks, I
defense.
think.
yeah,
If you got
like
Cleveland
they
defense,
had,
Awesome.
they definitely a steady
this
play
week they
week in
had
and week out. Oh, that's a question, right? So do you start looking at Cleveland to the point where now you got to start downgrading teams that match up against them? Like
um
automatically started.
it's looking that way because the Vikings were putting up points in every game.
Yeah.
That,
Big points, right?
yeah. So, but nah, Cleveland defense is
Well,
definitely
I
like
mean, okay, I forgot to say. So remember, the head coach came from Minnesota, so he kind of know all their tendencies and stuff. So I think they gave him a better advantage too.
yeah, but last week they gave me like 35 points last week or something.
Yeah, they've been.
Last week they killed like they've been consistently dominant. So,
You see, right?
and
Oh no, the defense, yeah. But I'm talking
yeah,
about that game in particular. You had Minnesota offense is a high power offense. I mean, you got to say they're a high power offense. But the thing is, since the head coach came from Minnesota, he kind of slowed down that whole package, because he kind of know the whole
right,
scheme and stuff like that. And he know Devin Cook, he know all the player personnel.
So
He
up
probably
to three
said,
games, uh, Cleveland has been a top 10 defense, so they definitely been balling.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. You got any thoughts on that game, Jose?
No, I mean
I don't think the question.
I knew both the running backs was gonna go off. I didn't really have no faith in any receiver. I thought Odell was gonna do something. That was a big surprise that he didn't really do any that well in the game. And then Minnesota, I thought it was gonna be more high power. I thought Thielen was gonna get more yards, and I thought Osborne was gonna get some more. So yeah, that was kind of surprising. The 14-7.
Okay. All right, moving right along to next game. The Detroit Chicago game. It's crazy. Chicago after putting up basically a donut last week, came out and scored more points than Minnesota playing Detroit, and they ended up winning final score 24-14. Any takeaways from this game, Jose? Dave Montgomery got busy. 23 rushing attempts, 106 yards, 2 TDs for Chicago.
Yeah, I
Justin
knew
Fields
that.
still not looking that great. But I'm not surprised to consider he's rookie and they got a turn ball off the line. So. Anything else?
Yeah, not really. I mean, eh, Detroit is Detroit. I mean, and Chicago is Chicago.
Right.
I mean, I knew Montgomery is going to do well. I mean, if anybody's looking for, I think he hurt his knee, so they got to keep an eye on the backup running back, Daryl Williams, I think, or Damian Williams. Just keep an eye on him because you might need to pick up a running back like I do. I need to find a backup running back. Oh, and Mooney, remind me, he had like what? He had all the catches in the first quarter. He had like 100-something yards.
Yeah,
That was a big surprise.
He had.
I thought Allen Robinson was going to have that, but nah.
Right. He had, on 7 targets, he had 5 receptions, 125, and yeah, I can definitely see him. I thought it would have been Robinson as well.
You're about to trade him.
Right. What about you, Gene? Any thoughts on this game?
yeah, DeAndre Swift, who was looking like he was going to be a must player, like a running back too, if not going into a one every week, giving about 20 points. He kind of tailed off. I know he's a game time decision,
Right.
And Jamal Williams got more carries than him. Jamal Williams had 14 carries. He only had 8. Only had 16 yards. Like he did catch 4 passes, so he looked like he was a must play. But I think anybody on Detroit offense at this point, unless you have to play them, they're kind of suspect. And like you said, the Bears are the Bears. David Montgomery, I think, is the only real viable option. Allen Robinson, of course, is a talent, but the quarterback, getting him the ball, you can't really be too confident in the receivers until you get better quarterback play. So, like you said, the Lions are the Lions and the Bears are the Bears. Not really a lot to add on
Right.
on one of them as far as fantasy is concerned.
All right. So the one thing I will say, and we'll move on, is that my boy Hawkinson had another disappointing game. So
Yeah.
What about Cephas?
He had 4 for 83. So I think it's par for the course. I think he's still a lower end.
Yeah, St. Brown
Flex.
and I got the most. Hawkinson had the most targets.
Right. But Khalid, look, they had the most yards and targets, but Khalid Raymond and with
Raymond
2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Yeah. On three catches. So I don't think he hits any of them, man. Week in week out. So all right, let's look at Seattle San Fran. So this is an interesting game, and unfortunately, unfortunately, where people have been trying to get Trey Lance into the game based on performance, it actually ended up in the game because Garoppolo went out, and so Trey Lance, I'm sure, is going to be at the top of many waiver claims this week. He finished for 9 for 19. Didn't look ready like he was ready for prime time just yet, but had 157 yards, 2 TDs, and 41 yards rushing. But other than that, Deebo Samuel was the guy who stuffed the stat sheet. 12 targets. I guess Trey Lance was like, look, I know what my bread is, but I'm going to get the ball in there. And the one guy I know to catch it and do something with it. And he ended up with a monster game, 8 receptions, 156 yards, and 2 TDs. And unfortunately, George Kittle couldn't be the beneficiary of that. Those targets. But Deebo Samuel had a great game. And then on Seattle side, I'm not quite sure what to make of Seattle. Russell Wilson, man, 149 yards, 2 TDs, very pedestrian day where he underperformed. But he did have the one rushing TD, what I think really saved his day based on the limited passing that he put up. But DJ Metcalf ended up with 4 receptions, 65 yards, 1 TD. Lockett, who was a game time decision, was doubtful going into the weekend. Didn't do too much. He had 4 receptions, 24 yards. Any thoughts on this game, Jose? Any takeaways?
Yeah.
How much your budget are you putting on Trey Lance this weekend?
Oh, that's cold. I ain't got no money, no funds in my money.
If you had it, how much you put on?
Oh, all of it. My quarterback situation is up and down, so I need something that's solid. My takeaway from it, as soon as Lance came in, the running game opened up. Trey Sermon finally got his good rushing yards. He ran for like 83 yards. It opened it up. Lance had 41, you said, and then you had Deebo had also like a sweep or something like that. He had a couple yards rushing. So it definitely opened up the rushing lanes, and then he started moving the ball. So I watched a little bit of highlights. As he was running around, he had a lot of space, and he does look down the field. So I do see up in stock for Ayuk and Sanu and also Kittle. I mean, of course, we know Deebo Samuel is going to be his numbers, but I do see an uptick on those players.
Okay. What about?
Hold on, let me grab real quick. So I just want to talk about the Trey Lance angle for a second. So Trey Lance, in limited play, had out of 9 attempts, he was only 8 yards shy of Jimmy G. He over 1.5 yards per attempt, had two touchdowns to his 1, no picks to his 1. He's gonna be. I mean, if anybody know the Shanahans, and if anybody from the Washington D.C. area, they love a nice toy that can that's a dual threat. and everybody know about the RG3 era here. So that's a lot of fantasy potential because you figure in half a game he gave you a $160 and 43 yards rushing or 41 yards rushing.
And a 2-point conversion.
And a 2-point conversion, 2 passing touchdowns. You know, every time they get to the goal line, it's going to be Trey Lance time. Yeah, I might bet the mortgage. I might put the mortgage up with my quarterback situation. I might have the top 3 rookie quarterbacks on my roster.
Here's a 2-part question for you. With Trey Lance, what do you think the impact is on the other players like Kittle, Ayuk, Deebo Samuel? Do you think they get a bump up with him as quarterback? And then the second part, do you think they're a better team with Trey Lance at quarterback going forward?
So I'm gonna answer the second part first. The better team question. Give me to next week to see him play. Like have a full week of practice. Working with Mike Shanahan or Kyle Shanahan rather. Just get that full weekend. But potentially, I believe so because they'll be so dynamic with him at quarterback. Again, I think the Shanahan's are the best play callers with the best offensive design, and I think more importantly, the running backs are going to benefit from the read option. I think that as we've seen with Alfred Morris, he had his best season ever under Kyle Shanahan as an offensive coordinator and having RG3 as a running threat to take away the pressure, on the read option. So the running back and the tight end. Deebo, I'm not sure. It depends on how comfortable he is getting the ball to the outside of the lines. But Kittle, I definitely think is going to benefit with those RPOs and them seam routes, and whoever the back is at the time, Trey Sermon or like whoever. But yeah, I think I'm talking myself into betting the house right now. I just talked myself into putting up the whole mortgage on Trey Lance. So
yeah, I say go for
it. All right, so look, I was going to skip this game, but I got 2 points I say 3 points to make on this Houston Buffalo game.
Oh,
the first is Davis Mills ended up with negative points. Now I'm not even sure in this day and age how a starting quarterback ended up with negative points. He
must have thrown pick 6,
87 yards, 4 interceptions, 4 interceptions, man, and couldn't get over a buck. So nothing to say about Houston and Buffalo. Only two point that I make is that I think Dawson Knox might be the real deal in regards to being one of the top tier tight ends going forward, especially with this type of production. 5 receptions, he got 8 targets, which is as tight end. That's the one thing you want is somebody that's getting targets, and caught 5 of them and turned 2 into touchdowns. And it looks like Zach Moss is still firmly cemented as it was a split between him and Singletary. Both still got 14 attempts apiece, and actually Devin Singletary ended up with more yards rushing, but he didn't get the TD that Zach Moss had. So, I guess it's kind of like 6 one way, half the other.
I think it's because they had 40 points.
Right.
It was time for them to run the ball.
Right. So, all right, man. So let's move to Indianapolis. 27, Miami 17. In this game, Jonathan Taylor asserted himself, man. It was 16 attempts and 103 yards for Indianapolis, plus 1 TD, and caught all 3 of his targets for 11 yards. Carson Wentz had a pretty good day from an accuracy standpoint. Only ended up with 220 yards passing, but had 2 touchdowns as well. He actually had a receiving a target, and but he had 5 rushing attempts, 8 yards. Between him and Jonathan Taylor. Or should I say, Jonathan Taylor was the one bright spot. Carson was, fairly pedestrian, but a decent outing. And Jacoby Brissett, ended up with 199 yards and 2 touchdowns on 20 for 32 passing. And similar had 8 yards rushing. But outside of that, the only bright spot that Miami had was Devontae Parker, 4 receptions, 77 yards, 1 TD. Jalen Waller, who kind of been a fantasy darling, waiver wire pickup. At 3 receptions, 33 yards. So I don't think it's much to.
Don't forget my man Gesicki.
Yeah,
he's moving up on tight end. This is the second game.
5 receptions, 53 yards, 1 touchdown. All right, look, let's play this. Let's do a name game with the tight ends, right? So we just talked about Dawson Knox and Gesicki, right? So if you had Knox or Gesicki, who'd you play?
Gesicki.
Who'd you have, James?
Probably Gesicki.
Would you
Probably
rather
Gesicki.
have?
I don't. He got Jacoby Brissett throwing on the ball. Yeah, I play Gesicki over him just because.
Would you rather have Mike Gesicki or Dallas Goedert with Philly?
Man, like, what are they doing over at Philly? The way they're putting the ball in the air right now, I would probably go with Goddard. Just because the way the way they're throwing the ball around.
I still go with Gesicki.
All right, what about Gesicki or Jared Cook?
Still Gesicki.
Yeah.
Jared Cook. That's Mike Williams and Allen show right there. He gets the leftovers.
Well,
Yeah,
I would agree. I definitely have Gesicki ahead of Jared Cook.
Throw it to the tight end for some reason.
All right, here's one for you. Gesicki or Tyler Higbee?
Gesicki.
Or who?
Tyler
Higbee.
For Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah. Without having their season totals in front of me, I'm gonna go with Gesicki.
Right now, Higbee has. Let's see. He finished
24 targets.
Right now, through 3 games, he had 12 targets, 116 yards. This past game, he had 6 targets. So he was about 18 targets, and he finished with 4 for 36 this past weekend. So.
Yeah, no, I definitely probably go with good Gesicki, man. Like, yeah. I mean, again, like I always been saying since the beginning of the podcast, if you gotta go past the first 3 tight ends, maybe 4, it's all a crapshoot after that. It's not a straight tight end.
I got one for you. Gesicki or Dalton Schultz.
Well, you know what I told y'all before last week even came. I told y'all Schultz is balling. He's been balling since the last 4 weeks of last year. So
that's because he's still in catches from CeeDee Lamb. That's why.
yeah, he is, man. And as we say that, Herbert just missed Mike Williams wide open on a deep one, man. And I got Mike Williams. Oh, he was wide open, yo. Oh my goodness, that was touchdown. That was 6.
That's as long as he can throw the Keenan Allen next, that'd be good. Yeah. All right, so let's move on, man. Next game, let's look at. First of all, this game made me mad. The Washington football team against the Atlanta Falcons. How is it that these dudes, everybody blowing Atlanta out, these dudes basically had to come from behind to win this game? I think somebody said that Matt Brown was a statue. If they couldn't get to him,
right?
There's a telltale sign and whatever. I was like, come on. So they made Matt Ryan look like Matt Ryan of 2008.
Matty Ice.
Right.
25, 43, 283 yards, 4 touchdowns, and had a rush of 10 for 17 yards. That man, he was scrambling with nobody chasing. For him to get 17 yards?
He only got sacked one time.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like
who killed on my bench. 82 yards receiving on 5 catches, 3 TDs, and gave 34 yards rushing for good measure. Man, he was
over there bossing people.
Man, it wasn't even.
And it really was dropping on a lot of passes, man.
He had 14 targets and ended up with 7 receptions, 80 yards. And so, actually, man, he still led the team in targets. You can't be upset with that. But yeah, it's
Shoot, I had McKissick, right? I had 0. He had 3 points, right? All until he made that one little catch for a touchdown. I was like, yes, got me over that hump right there.
Yeah, he got good yards, and he got the touchdown off that.
Right, Tyler Heineke had 3 touchdowns with 290 yards passing, and I guess I'm not surprised considering they're playing Atlanta, but touchdown Terry McLaurin had 2 TDs, 6 receptions on 123 yards, so he had a big breakout game to see them. I think this is his best game of the year so far.
Who you're referring to?
McLaurin.
Yeah, definitely. By far. 2 touchdowns too? Yeah, by far.
Man, I'm not sold on Washington's defense, man.
No one is.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And unfortunately, if Washington's going to be playing from behind or having to throw the ball all the time, as much as I thought Gibson would be, CMC, I think Gene Carter was like, where do we see CMC type production from? We was getting that from, but that's obviously that's not the role we playing because he.
I didn't. I see. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but since you brought it up, and Terrence ain't here, I'm calling us. Like I just didn't understand it. Like I didn't understand. Like even the fantasy, just taking it from a fantasy point, right? I've never seen. We've never seen it. Like I don't even know where this stuff comes from. Like it comes from potential, but in the words of Wale, potential is another word for ain't done shit. You know what I mean? Like I haven't seen it. Like we've never seen it. Like it doesn't make sense to me. You know?
Oh,
like
I don't have any argument for that because
I've never seen a defense be dominant.
Listen, it's only week 4.
Right,
week 4.
But this is what we're saying though. Like I've never seen a defense be dominant. I've never seen Gibson just explode on people and put together 2, 3, 4 good games total, not even in a row. Like I've never we've never seen Chase Young had 7 sacks last year. You thought he had 15 sacks as a rookie. You know what I mean? Like what did Montez Sweat have? Like, you know what I mean? Like I just never seen them be good. I've never seen the secondary be good. We know that they don't have linebackers. So it was baffling to me, yo. Like, yo, it was.
I'm trying my hardest not to take it personal.
And then when you add all that, when you throw all that in,
because they stay a hit dog holler. So
when you throw all that in, and then you add when the whole city, hold on, I ain't even got to the cherry on top yet. The whole city is celebrating Fitz Magic, who was a punchline for the last 15 years. I just couldn't understand it. It made zero sense to me, yeah.
I don't have any comeback right now. And for the sake of the show, we can move. But all right, let's move to Pittsburgh, Green Bay. Man, once again, Pittsburgh's offense does not look that great at all.
Sure, I'm about to drop Juju.
I think Roethlisberger is hitting that clip, and then Deontay Johnson. I think we both. I think everybody on the podcast was like he should have a good game considering that. Who was playing or who was out, and so he ended up with 9 for 92. He had 14 targets, 92 yards, 1 TD. Najee Harris once again.
He's the only one they got, really.
Right, 62 yards rushing. I think they said I think I seen a crazy stat, something like he had the most yards after contact, but like his contact comes of like within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage, like he get hit before.
Yeah, he has that again, and he has that Le'Veon Bell stats because his usage, like I said, I think week 1, his usage is gonna be crazy high because he's not gonna be explosive, but he's gonna be used so much that he got to be a running back 1.
Right, and so Aaron Rodgers ended up with 248, 2 TDs, 1 rushing. He actually threw a rushing TD in there. Pleasant surprise in that A.J. Dillon for Green Bay ended up with 15 attempts, 81 yards rushing. Also had one reception for 16 yards, so he had a nice little game. Spelling Aaron Jones throughout. Devontae Adams only ended up with 6 for 64, but I guess it wasn't necessarily needed for him to have a big game, but that was probably one disappointment for fantasy owners in that respect. So, question for you guys: Randall Cobb, you think he having a resurgence or fool's gold?
No, he done. Fool's gold. He's a niche player.
I don't know. I still have the jury on him because he the only one that really catches after Devontae Adams. Everybody else is kind of like they throw it up there but drop the ball.
It won't be many other catches out of Devontae Adams either.
Right.
All right, so this is another surprising game. New York Giants, New Orleans Saints. The Giants win 27-21.
Winston.
I ain't see that coming with them with that offense. And I mean, I guess I don't got no.
No, I do see it. How you don't see it? He was your old coordinator, your whole old coach.
Who?
Miles Garrett. Oh, you talking about Peyton?
Oh, the Giants. No, I'm talking about with the Saints. Like, I didn't see.
Oh, they ain't got no receivers, man.
Yeah,
they ain't got no receivers.
So the crazy thing is
they're gonna trade for Allen Robinson, man.
Look, they don't have receivers. However, one of their better receiving targets, Alvin Kamara, had no targets, no catches.
He had no targets.
No targets, no catches, and had 26 attempts. He getting what's the name? Type number Russian
Chubb.
He getting Chubb
Henry
type or Henry type attempts. 26 attempts for 120 yards.
Did he just get paid, or he didn't get paid?
Who?
I think he did just get paid. Kamara. And so I'm wondering how long he's gonna last, man. If he getting basically running between the tackles, that's gonna be his game all year long. He's not getting no catches out of the backfield.
Taysom Hill came in and threw a pick.
Yep.
Yeah, but he also came in
two rushing TDs.
Dipped on 6 people.
Right, but the problem with that is he listed as the quarterback.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
he
got 2 rushing touchdowns and he's throwing 2 picks. Like, he's throwing picks.
What's going on here? The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
Right.
Oh man.
It's crazy. Oh man.
Daniel Jones showed out 4-1. I had him on starting for one league and then put him. I was too scared to put him in on another.
Harris showed out.
Saquon Barkley had a big game. 74 yards receiving on 5 targets, 52 yards rushing with a TD, one pass, 1 catching receiving TD, and 1 rushing TD. So it looked like Saquon man getting his sea legs under him.
And Galladay.
I figured Galladay would have a breakout game considering all the receivers that were hurt. With 6 receptions, 116. But I like the efficiency. He had 8 targets and turned them into 6 receptions. It'd be nice to see a touchdown here and there.
That was surprising on the Saints defense too.
Yeah, man. I thought they would have, this would be one where they kind of dominate, but nope. All right, man. Let's get to Jeans Boys. Carolina and
Jeans Boys.
Carolina.
Hold on, we got low. I'm gonna lower this down for y'all real quick. I'm gonna lower it down.
Yo, he's messing up my Dak fantasy points.
Man, but look, I'm gonna start off just to kind of quench some of his excitement. Sam Darnold got busy, 301, 2 TDs. He had two interceptions, but he had 2 rushing TDs.
Look, that's all 4th quarter Mike McCarthy, yo. Like only Mike McCarthy takes out starters in a 2-touchdown game, yo, in the 4th quarter.
He was ready to coach, huh?
A 22-point game. Yeah, they had Diggs. Diggs didn't even play the 4th quarter.
I was glad.
I was surprised on Diggs, man. Honestly, Dallas defense, man, been stepping up in fantasy. I'm about to pick them up on one of my fantasy teams and place the San Francisco defense for this week.
DJ Moore still
this would be a good week to pick up the Cowboys.
Huh? No, I said DJ Moore continues to pay dividends for me.
DJ Moore, yo, he's a beast.
Oh man, he getting busy out there. Is it time to put Robbie Anderson out the pasture?
Yeah.
He reserved to resigned to put him on the bench.
I think he's matchup.
46 yards.
I think it's gonna be matchup thing, with him. Because he does the deep passes and he don't do too many slants.
Yeah.
Right, so
going
back to
the Jose point just real quick, this would be a good time to pick up the Cowboys defense because they play a bunch of weak offenses for the next 3-4 weeks.
Who's weak? Giants?
No, the Cowboys. They play a bunch of.
No, they play the Giants.
They put up yards last week, but that's not going to be consistent. Then they should have the Saints coming up.
I can definitely see Dallas being a viable pickup. From their perspective, fan perspective, Dak once again with 4 TDs, man, he kills it. Lee Elliott once again has a monster day with 143 yards, 1 TD.
Pollard.
Pollard, he looks still productive, 10 for 60, 67. Didn't find the end zone, didn't get any catches, which is surprising. Man, I guess Cooper did well. Cedric Wilson had a decent game with the 1 TD that he had. Was a
nice
surprise.
spin.
But CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
You got so many weapons, yo. Like
what?
One
That's your
big,
first round pick.
I know, but one that's the problem with people with a lot of weapons, yo. That just spread the ball around, especially and they run the ball too. Like that's tough. But real quick,
it's economics.
You think it's economics?
Yeah, they paying $100 million for Cooper. They're like, okay, we're gonna use you. We're gonna use Zeke.
He only got 3 catches and 3 targets though.
Who?
Cool. Like Dalton Schultz got all the targets and the catches.
Yeah, but he had some yards, right? Did he have some yards?
Who Coop?
Cooper,
he put the one long one. He had 69 yards. But what's up with Chuba Hubbard, man? Replacing McCaffrey. 13 carries, 57 yards.
Yeah, 13. 15.
He look good.
I think for the first game against a pretty good defense, I think it was a serviceable outing. It'll be interesting to see what he does against some other some more favorable matchups going forward. But
what I like is that
he's not CMC, of course, but he didn't do terrible.
Right.
What I like is a good backup, good now mix. So when Christian McCaffrey come back, he won't have to do all the plays all the time. They can have a nice little blend.
Going into the weekend, Dalton Schultz was ranked 18 heading into the weekend for the week. The question is, how far do you think he needs to go? Is he ahead of, I would say, Gesicki and Robert Tonyan and Tyler Higbee? Is he in that, at least in that tier or better?
Dalton Schultz is like, man, like I don't want to sound like a homer, but like I told you like a couple weeks ago, he is creeping up there on like that. Yeah, he's like in that second tier of tight ends. Like he's getting up there to that second tier. Like,
I disagree.
Really? All right, watch next week. Look, I've been calling them all week. Watch next week.
Listen, once CeeDee Lamb, if CeeDee Lamb start picking up, I don't know what's up with CeeDee Lamb. If he start picking up, that shows his targets right there. Like, I don't know if they're doubling him.
That would be my only knock on Schultz is that it's an opportunity there's so many opportunities for other players to go off, but at this moment, I'm not betting against him. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
it started last year though. See, that's like where my fandom comes in at, right? Like that I watch every game. This started last year with Dalton Schultz. So,
you got Blake too. Blake been getting some of those catches.
Yeah, Blake put a touchdown yesterday. But
yeah,
take a back seat.
And then isn't Gallup supposed to be coming back soon?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's crazy out there. It's
too much
crazy
to feed
over there right now. There's like 7 people. That's all legit.
Right. All right, man. Let's get these up. Get through these games, and we'll go through our waiver. Anybody we're looking to target on the waiver wire. All right, man. So Tennessee loses to the New York Jets, 27-24, which is crazy. Derrick Henry once again does Derrick Henry type things with 157 yards on 33 carries. Good gracious. 1 TD, had 2 receptions for 20 yards, and even Jeremy McNichols. I'm not even sure they had no receivers playing this game, but McNichols ended up with 8 receptions on 74 yards on 8 receptions and 12 targets. I'm not even sure where that came from, other than the fact that they didn't have anybody else to throw the ball to. Tannehill had a decent outing with 31 yards passing plus a touchdown. The Chester Rogers, Josh Reynolds were the recipients on, and Cameron Basson were the recipients on from his passes. However, Nick Westbrook, who had a decent game last couple games, didn't do much. Neither did Anthony Ferkser. Nick Westbrook had 3 receptions, 29 yards, and Ferguson had 3 receptions, 23 yards. So considering that there was no one else to throw to, neither one of those turned their opportunity to anything. And New York, while there wasn't a whole lot of fantasy production out of New York Jets, Zach Wilson had 299 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception. And Corey Davis, for Turn should be excited, had 111 on 4 receptions, 1 TD. Jamison Crowder ended up with 10 targets and 4 receptions, 55 yards, 1 touchdown. Question for you: Jamison Crowder, former Washington football team alumni, is he worth the pickup?
Yes.
Or is this fool's gold?
Nah, yes, because last year with Sam Darnold, he was always his security blanket. For like 3 years, 4 years, he tends to always get those small targets, those little intermediate routes and stuff. He
was kind of like the Cole Beasley on steroids for them last year.
Yeah, yep.
So, it was interesting. So it'll be interesting. If you playing a PPR league, I definitely think he may be worth a pickup. All right, so
he just get hurt too many times.
I know. Arizona, once again, points bonanza, man. If you got somebody in their team on their team on your fantasy roster, then it's a good chance you gonna come up at least one weekend with one player out the weekend. Kyler Murray, 290 yards, 2 TDs, leading Arizona to a 37-20 victory over the Rams, who actually had a great showing last week, but this week came out looked like a little flat. Chase Edmonds, 126 yards rushing. I had him on one of my teams. 5 receptions, 40 yards. He had a monster game. James Conner ended up with 50 yards and was the recipient of two rushing touchdowns when they were in close. AJ Green, man, he looks like he out here mossing dudes and kind of coming back in the form a little bit. I'm not sure how much faith I have in him to do it week in and week out, but he ended up with 67 and one touchdown. Max Williams, tight end, had a big game. 5 receptions, 66 yards, 1 TD. Right, so I guess he's kind of putting his name in the hat for fantasy relevance, week in and week out. Right, it's kind of like the whack-a-mole, depending on how you get past that lower first tier, upper second tier of tight ends. Man, so with LA, Stafford had 280 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception. Darrell Henderson almost cracked 100 rushing yards, but ended up with more than 100 total between 90 yards rushing, 27 yards receiving. Cooper Kupp was pretty pedestrian this week with only 5 receptions, 64 yards. Robert Woods, not much better, did get the touchdown with 40 yards receiving, 1 touchdown. Where did Van Jefferson come from?
He's the third receiver.
Letterman catches and also yards, so 6 for 90 plus 1 touchdown. And as we talked about with Deshaun Jackson, in terms of him being hit or miss and boom or bust, 3 targets, 1 reception, 6 yards. After last week. Tyler Higbee, who we mentioned, only 4 receptions, 36 yards. So interesting
this
enough,
this surprised me.
Only had 3 attempts, 11 yards, 1 fumble. He was minus points. He had negative point total. So, you guys got any thoughts on this game at all?
Go ahead.
Okay, just that Robert Woods, he would have been a lot to worry if not for that 1 touchdown, but he did get a touchdown in this game. He's been struggling all season. Right.
I think he might have been welcome to the waiver
pool. He was getting closer. Now the question is he still a wide receiver too? Is he a flex? Like, how do you view Robert Woods? That'll be my biggest takeaway from this game.
What about you, Jose?
If Robert Woods get traded to Detroit, I'm picking him up.
Man, it'd be crazy if he got traded to Detroit, going there and kill.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised about Arizona's defense. To be honest, I thought Rams was going to throw like for 400 yards, as well as I thought they were going to keep up pace with them. But it didn't look like that. They shut down Cooper Cup, of course Woods, but I mean I expected more from them, especially with their secondary not that strong. So I've been surprised on their secondary.
All right, so moving on, Baltimore dominated Denver and ended up winning the game 23-7. A low scoring game. I thought it'd be a few more points scored from Denver side. Not much to talk about. Steady Teddy once again, was pretty pedestrian in his
Got
performance.
hurt.
And he went out early. He only had 7 for 16. Drew Lock came in, went 12 of 21, 113 yards, one interception. The one bright spot, Noah Fant. I think I had him on my DFS lineup this week, and ended up with 6 receptions, 46 yards, plus a touchdown. He had 10 targets, so I'm not quite sure. He's been doing well so far this season. I think he continues, and it'll be interesting to see, if Teddy Bridgewater's out, what that does to his production going forward. From Baltimore's perspective, Lamar Jackson 316 yards, passing 1 rushing TD, and Marquise Brown 4 receptions, 91 yards, 1 touchdown, and Mark Andrews finished the game strong as well. While he didn't have a touchdown, he had 5 receptions, 67 yards. Also, Noah Fant right now is at number 8 on the weekend. For tight ends, I think Mark Andrews is down that lower, that second tier of tight ends. You guys have any thoughts on this game at all?
I was surprised about Tyson Williams not playing. Le'Veon Bell didn't really do anything. Not really. I mean, Posey had like what 100. I mean, something yards, 60-something yards, or something like that. That was a big surprise. But I think when Bateman come back, I think that's gonna be gone.
I saw Latavius Murray. He with 59 yards. He did get a touchdown on 18 carries. The Le'Veon Bell, I think he had 4 attempts, and Ricard had 1 receiving target and catch for 4 yards. So yeah, was Tyson, was he a late scratch, or was he?
They did. He was a healthy scratch.
Coach's decision, DNP. Yeah, that's interesting.
I look at this game like as the what the hell happened to games. Like what the hell happened to Sammy Watkins? Like what happened to his career, yo? And what the hell happened to Melvin Gordon?
I mean,
like,
he had attempts, I think.
Yeah, he got 7 targets, but he only had 4 catches and 49 yards. It was once upon a time, like maybe 2 years ago, where Sammy Watkins was like in them Buffalo years.
I think they kept wanting to break through, but he never would actually be consistent at it.
Right,
these huge games and then disappear.
Right, and then Melvin Gordon was the same way. Like he begged to get out of San Diego because of the money, right?
Yeah,
and he ain't been the same since. And,
so I mean,
I remember Melvin Gordon was getting the Derrick Henry type carries when he was with San Diego. He had like 30 some odd, almost 40 carries in the game.
Him and
I was like, man, that's the only reason why he getting all the points is they feeding the ball, 30 times a game. But this year he's actually been rather serviceable from a RB2 standpoint. But they've been splitting the carries. It looked like they only had 15 carries between the two of them, him and Williams. So he didn't get much opportunity.
Finally, Jared Cook just scored a touchdown.
Who? Oh shoot! What about Waller, man? I haven't heard nothing about Waller.
The offense been struggling. Nobody would go 14 donuts.
Right. All right, man. So last game, and then we'll get into the waiver wire. Tom Brady came home, man, to face his old Jedi Master and Bill Belichick. And surprisingly, man, this game was close. We talked a bunch of trash about Brady being petty and wanted to go out there and prove, that he was, I don't necessarily want to say he was the main reason for their success, but he just definitely wanted to make a statement coming back home. But actually, I think Bill Belichick made a statement in terms of his ability to scheme up a defense against his old players. So not a whole lot of offense going around here. The one thing I did see is that between Mike Evans with Gronk out and
Antonio Brown,
and they had Mike Evans had 12 receptions. Antonio Brown 11. Mike Evans 12 targets. Antonio Brown 11 targets. Chris Godwin had 5 targets. So he definitely spread the ball around, man. And so it looks like the targets that would have gone the grunt was spread out throughout the receiving core. And Fournette had 20 for 91 yards and had 3 receptions on 47 yards. So he had a nice game. But other than that, everybody was kind of mid-tier, decent games, but nothing spectacular. But it was good to see that with Gronk out, the receivers were beneficiaries of those targets that didn't go to Gronk as well. I'm surprised Godwin didn't have more catches during this game, but I guess I'm not surprised considering how well that New England played from a defensive perspective. You guys got any thoughts on this? I see Jacoby Myers showed up this week, had 8 receptions, 70 yards, and actually had 2 for 2 passing for 45 yards.
Yeah, Patriots only got 8 rushing attempts, but Damon Harris has 4. That's the most on the team, and a close game and the weather. So I don't think that we've been confident about playing a running back from the Patriots since Corey Dillon first season.
Yep.
Like I don't know, like if they don't run. And remember, they ran him like crazy the first season, didn't give him the ball the second season. Like I have no idea what Bill Belichick and what's my boy, the offensive coordinator,
McDaniels.
Yeah, and McDaniels. Like I have no like if you don't run in the rain in a close game in October, then I have no idea when you run the ball. Like they have 8 attempts. Damon Harris has the most of 4. Everyone else has 1. Like, yeah. I don't know how you can ever touch a New England Patriot running back.
All right, man. So who? Another note is Hunter Henry did end up with 4 receptions, 32 yards, and 1 touchdown. So that was and Jonathan Smith had 3 receptions with a touchdown. So the tight ends both found the end zone. So it's interesting. Tight ends found the end zone from a passing standpoint, but the running backs get no touches in the ground game. So, any thoughts on this game at all, Jose?
I was impressed with Mac Jones. I was impressed on the defense. The Patriots, they're about to change the whole way people play Tampa Bay now. I think they showed him how to stop Brady, how to slow him down. And I'm just surprised. Kendrick Bourne. I thought he did well, and then Bolden. I thought he did well. Other than that, I mean, I knew Jacoby Myers was going to do good, but yeah, their whole offense. They honestly, man, it looked like it was Brady against Brady. To me, when I was watching that game, I was like, it's like classic Brady. Keep throwing it. He throwing it to all his receivers. Not running the ball. It's just a classic Patriot game, basically. I mean, it was a good game. Yeah, honestly, they should have won.
Yeah, I thought they should have won the game as well. I thought they had the opportunity to do so. Just didn't fall right for them. But other than that, man, so let's get into it, and we'll start with you, Jose. Who are you looking at from a waiver wire standpoint for this week?
Couple of people. Trey Lance, of course. AJ Green. For running backs, I'm looking at Bolden and Damian Williams for Chicago's backup running back, and then Jameis Crowder.
Okay. What about you, Jane? You got anybody in particular you eyeing up, and why?
Yeah, so this might be late because I see Cook is on a lot of is available on a lot of leagues. But believe it or not, this will disappoint Turner for Corey Davis is available in a lot of leagues. He's definitely available in our league. I think Dalton Schultz is somebody for people to pick up, and you gotta definitely everybody's gonna be on Trey Lance, but Trey Lance is definite that you have to go get.
All right, so I know I'm definitely looking at Damian Williams as the backup today. Montgomery went out late in the game, and Damian Williams played most of the fourth quarter. And so depending on what Montgomery's status is, he's definitely somebody worth picking up as well. Jamison Crowder, like we talked about earlier, I definitely think his role in that offense is kind of cemented in terms of him being a possession receiver. Where if you're in the PPR or maybe even half PPR, he can be, give you some upside week in and week out, wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 2 upside, depending on who they play. I think they got the Falcons next week, so it's an opportunity there for him to the New York Jets. I believe they had.
Oh yeah.
They had the Falcons next week, so. So yeah, man. If he's gonna go off, it's gonna be in that game. That's for certain. Who else do I like? I like Tyler Conklin, right? While he didn't, the whole Minnesota team basically, was flat and laid an egg this past weekend. I still think he has an opportunity to be fantasy relevant going forward. In particular, like on DFS, I think this week he came back down to earth, so people probably are off of him. And so he should Jose, he might be somebody you can get because I don't know if folks will spend a whole lot of money on him since he didn't have games this past week. But I definitely think I can see him. I can see him being fantasy relevant going forward. Potentially him or KJ Osborne. I don't think Minnesota's offense is going to stay flat.
Nah.
I think this is one.
I'm more Osborne than Conklin. Right. That's me personally.
Interesting enough, I think they're between 18 and 12% rostered between the two of them. So I can see either one of them being interesting, potential worthwhile pickups. If you play 2 quarterback leagues, you have an opportunity with Washington, depending on what team shows up. They play New Orleans next week, and you see what Daniel Jones did to him. Taylor Heineke potentially could have a decent game if you're looking to stream a quarterback. So,
what do you think about Curtis Samuel?
I believe when I see it. I'm not big on it just yet, but it has potential to be there. But Trey Lance, they keep saying Garoppolo may have a chance of playing Week 5. I know 49ers fans are hoping that he doesn't play. So, but that's what I got. Let's see. Anything else, fellas? Let's give an update on the Monday night game. Right now, the Chargers are running away with it 21-0 at halftime at the start of the third quarter. I have not heard Waller's name called.
Listen.
My TV must be on rewind because I'm at 14 now from 253.
Somebody paused it. Somebody paused the joint and then just unpaused it.
Oh man!
Oh look, man. So check this out. I was in when I was at Huntsville. I was at a bar. They had 2 TVs on the same side, same game, but one TV was slower than the other. I was like, how did that happen? So half the you ever see half the bar yell and half the other bar not sure what's going on and they yell like a couple seconds later. I'm like, that's crazy. How you get the same game on and they playing at two different speeds? So
you got your automatic instant replay. You want to see something, you just look to the left and watch it.
That's what I was doing.
Relive it.
Right.
So like on this couple players, right? I don't know if anybody has injury on their fantasy, but Rashad Bateman is coming off IR soon. He's going to be he's the rookie receiver for the Ravens. I really think he's going to do good, especially with Marquise Brown. You're going to have him, Marquise Brown, Watkins. I really think their passing attack is going to really open up with him coming in. And then, Josh Gordon's coming off. I think he's going to be playing Week 5 or something like that.
They actually going to activate him?
Yeah. So I just keep an eye on it. I would roster them if you could. And, of course, I'm going to keep saying De'Ami Brown. Just roster him. keep on the sidelines real quick.
I think the Raiders point saver, man. Right now, only person doing anything is Jacobs has 9 for 21 yards. They can't seem to move the ball much at all against. What's his name? Carr just threw a pick. And no, he didn't. No, he caught it. I think they got.
Who's that? Redford.
Let me see.
So I got Hunter Ruffalo or something like that.
Yeah, I think Hunter Renfro just caught it.
Yeah, I got him and Waller.
Waller's at one reception, 21 yards at the moment. And Justin Herbert has 3 TDs already. Austin Eckler has 59 yards rushing, 1 TD catching. And who else has been a beneficiary? Jared Cook and Donald Parham have both caught a touchdown from Herbert. Oh, no, that was who was that? That was Nat Renfro. That was.
Oh, don't take away from my man.
Yeah, that was it?
No, Baylor Edwards.
Sneed the fourth.
Sneed fourth. Yeah.
So, nope.
That's what I hate, man. When they throw into all these other no name people.
Right.
They didn't get the memo.
Right. That whole needs some points.
Shoot, do I?
All right, fellas, man. That's it, man. We kept it right over an hour. So I think we good. Another one in the books. Week 4. Good luck on the waiver wire. I got big money to spend.
Yeah, man. We both.
I'm going to my Hail Marys. Going to my Hail Mary bags.
Right. Hey, man, I gotta figure out. I gotta take a look, man. Zeke quiet as kept, even though he didn't win the last 2 weeks. His squad nice. He, definitely.
Man, it's just one of those games. Trust me, his team's not longevity. It's just one of those games.
Look, that's what I'm counting on. I'm counting on the fact that the only thing I do is just hang around.
No, listen, I'm worried about AJ. He been consistent. I was hoping for like a 60 point game this week.
We need one of those, that's for sure.
He had 100. It's like, gosh.
We need one of those from.
I'm like 90 points away.
Bring him back to the pot.
I told Tara, I said, don't let me catch him at the Chick-fil-A parking lot. Misunderstanding.
You gonna bench your players,
right? Look, the thing is, look. So that's the thing. So Gronk go out and Noah Fant kill. I thought that was one of the joints that was going to catch him.
Man, they got one of them. They having one of them type years, yo. Like one of them joints where it can't go, where there's no wrong.
He gonna come on the